Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Today's stories includes relationship problems, miscommunication, new parents, friendship, and entitled people. Let's start. Am I the idiot for telling my girlfriend that she should go back to work if she doesn't want to take care of our baby? By Con Men. My fiance, 24 female, and I, 28 male, welcomed a baby 5 months ago. My work offers 4 months paid parental leave and I added another month of paid time off on it. Give me 5 months to bond with the baby and help as much as I could. We've also decided that she would stay home for a year and a half, since we don't want to send the baby to daycare so young. So for the time being, I'm paying for everything entirely, which is fine. I make more than enough. During the last 5 months, I have been completely invested in the baby. She is not a night person, so at night I pretty much took care of him. She goes to bed around 9 p.m. and I take care of him from that time to 5 a.m. Doesn't mean I stay up till 5, just means if he wakes up and needs something, I take care of it. At 5 a.m., she picks up the responsibility. By 8 to 9 a.m., I would again pick up from her, so she can sleep a little bit more. She loves her sleep. Yeah, who doesn't? We did this for the whole 5 months. During the day, we also shared the responsibility when I was off. I changed him, bathed him, and fed as much as she did. At the same time, I made dinner every night, washed the dishes and even cleaned the house sometimes. She hates doing any of that stuff. We used to have a cleaning lady, but I stopped paying for it, since my bills are much more now. I was okay with doing most of the work, since I figured she just gave birth after a long pregnancy. It was my turn to put in some work. However, now I am back at work, but I feel like she still expects me to be doing everything still. I work from home, so it doesn't feel like I have gone back to work, and she expects the same level of involvement I had. We agreed that I would take care of the baby up to 3 now instead of 5, which is very late for me, since I have to be up and running by 9. She still expects me to cook lunch and dinner, do the dishes. What bothers me the most is that she also expects me to take care of the baby during the day as much as she does. She will just come into my office and hands me the baby, saying it's my turn. Because I spend a lot of time at night with the baby, I think the baby prefers me to hold him when he's sleepy. So she will just bring him to me when he's fussy and wanting to sleep. This is making it hard for me to concentrate. Tried telling that I can't do everything I was doing before going back to work, but her thing is that I can't expect her to deal with him by herself for 8 hours straight. Mind you, that's the reason she's staying home in the first place. So I told her if she doesn't want to take care of him during the day, then she should go back to work and we can send the baby to daycare. But I can't do all of it once, making the money, and at the same time cooking, cleaning and taking care of the baby. Now she is telling lies to her mom that I am not helping her enough with the baby. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the idiot, and she knows. Look, I know how overwhelming it can be to take care of a baby, and because of those first few months, she got used to you basically taking care of the house and the baby, and now she needs to get used to this new routine where she's the one who will become the main person to take care of the baby and the house, and she may not like this change. I get it. Especially for someone who apparently didn't have the habit of doing any kind of housework, even before getting pregnant, and now she has to do that and take care of her child. It might be a lot at once, but it's her reality now. Again, she could just be overwhelmed. Of course, I prefer to think that than her just being lazy, but it could just be laziness anyway. If the baby were younger, I may think of postpartum depression, but the baby is 5 months old. I don't think that's the case. You two need to talk about this. She needs to understand that working from home is still work, her and many other people, and she can't keep bothering you all the time. Maybe the best thing for her is actually to go back to work. Maybe she needs this break during the day to be a better mother. Also, it's possible that she feels like she's failing as a mother because she can't handle the baby on her own and he prefers you? For us, it may be silly, but many mothers, especially first-time moms, think they should know everything and be prepared for everything, and since there are times when the baby prefers you, she may feel like she's failing as a mother. Could that be the case? Anyway, not the idiot OP. What did you think of this situation? And what advice would you give OP? Now, let's go to the comments and see what they have to say. Not the idiot, she very much can take the baby for 8 hours, and if she cannot, then as you said is time for daycare and her to go back to work. Not the idiot, she should go back to work. What's next? A nanny for the daytime? Not the idiot, you should have never had a baby with this woman, but hindsight is 20/20. She loves her sleep. Well, don't we all, but we all also have to take care of our responsibilities. I mean, she really thought she was going to be able to sleep 10 to 12 hours a day after having a baby? She can't deal with her own baby for 8 hours a day? That's just pathetic. You have a job that is sustaining your guy's livelihood, work from home is still supposed to be working, not taking care of a baby. And honestly, as the one who has the job that is supporting the family, you shouldn't be on duty until 3 a.m. If lunch is for both of you, then she should be preparing as you should be working. You are completely justified in saying that if she doesn't want to take care of him, then she needs to go back to work. Not the idiot, she's just being a burden. Does she have postpartum depression? It's very strange what she's doing, it's like she doesn't want to be a mother. I think she needs to see a specialist, and if she's just being selfish and not changing, under no circumstances should she continue in the relationship. Bro, you are a effing idiot. Not the idiot, but you the idiot. Why would you have a kid with her? And even want to marry her? She doesn't cook, clean or dishes. She hates it? I hate to work to make money. Can I just quit? Look. If she is the stay-at-home, it's her responsibility to do all the house stuff, and you can assist her, not the other way around. Your wife is just lazy and a bad mother. I was a stay-at-home and alternated with my wife. If you are not working, then it's your job to care of the house stuff. And what do you guys think? Do you agree with the comments? What other advice would you give OP? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for prioritizing my friend's premature baby over my husband's birthday? My 30 female husband's 32 male birthday was coming up at the weekend. I hadn't planned anything specific, but we were going to celebrate with our daughter, 11 months. In the meantime, my friend, 30 female, who has a son, 2 years, had just given birth to her daughter prematurely at 23 weeks. Her family life is difficult, so she didn't have much support around her. These are times when you need to rally around and support. I offered to look after her son so she could spend quality time with her daughter. I picked him up from school a couple of times and took care of him, and he stayed over at our house a couple of nights. As it neared the weekend of my husband's birthday, I told him that if I had to pick up a friend's son that week, it would mean the baby girl had taken a turn for the worst. As it happened, by Friday I was asked to pick him up and he was due to stay with us over the weekend. When my husband got home that Friday and realized friend's son was with us, he started sulking and giving me the silent treatment. When I confronted him and told him he was acting selfish, he called me a C-word whilst holding my daughter in his arms. I was gobsmacked. We carried on with the weekend. 3 days later, the baby girl died. For context, we had been having a lot of ups and downs in our relationship and were not in the best place. A few months later, my brother-in-law tried to talk to us to help resolve some of the issues we were having. When the situation about the baby came up, he said he was upset that his birthday was ruined and he hoped that by making an effort for his day, it would have helped with the issues we were having. I couldn't believe it. Am I the idiot for not prioritizing his birthday? OP gives more information in the comments. Info: since you knew watching your friend's son was a possibility, did you ask if doing so on his birthday was okay with your husband? Did you try in advance to work out contingency plans with him to celebrate his birthday on a different day or in a way the child wouldn't disrupt it? Did you actually think to make specific plans with him given the rough state of your marriage, or even realize those circumstances might make celebrating his birthday in a meaningful way more important? Was one of his issues a feeling that you routinely prioritized everyone but him? I don't have enough info here to make a judgment, but it's not unreasonable to analogize that you were in a sinking boat, your marriage, and your friends were in a sinking boat, their daughter's health crisis, and you spent all your time bailing out the water in their boat. Obviously, if you look at it as a spouse's bad birthday versus a friend's dying child, your husband was being petty. But you've admitted there was a bigger picture here and you ignored it in the moment. Thank you for your response. I didn't ask if looking after my friend's son was okay with my husband. I gave him a heads up that if I was asked to pick him up on Friday, then things had taken a turn for the worst. I assumed two things, which may be wrong on my part, that is to assume. 1, that he understood the seriousness of what that meant, and 2, that he wouldn't put himself before that given the circumstances. It's not something I would ever do, so I didn't expect him to either. Again, I understand how that could be wrong on my part. In the aftermath of the arguments that followed, I explained that he too made assumptions by expecting that we weren't going to do anything to celebrate. To be honest, we probably would have gone for a simple lunch or dinner, in which case I would have asked my mom and sisters, who we live close to and who knows my friend's son, to watch him for an hour or two. My friend would have been okay with that. One of his issues about becoming a parent was that he wouldn't be able to prioritize himself anymore. He tore himself up about whether he'd still be able to do his hobbies, etc., etc. He saw a life coach who told him that he needs to be the best version of himself in order to be the best dad/husband, etc., etc. Which is good advice, I get it, makes sense. But for my husband, it sent him on a spiral of complete selfishness, in my opinion. Hope that answers some of your questions. OP continues to give more info. A baby died, so it was a life or death situation. We had already had the discussion that if I had to pick him up during that week, it would mean that it was unlikely the baby would pull through. That conversation happened. If it was going to fall on me to pick him up, then that also meant that was the only option. I could explain why there was no one else, but it's not my place to on a public forum. This was also discussed. Going out to eat on his birthday was not going to be the thing that repaired the relationship. Showing some level of empathy for the situation would have repaired some of the damage in my eyes. Maybe it's just me, but I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to ask my husband prior to helping someone in a life or death situation. If he doesn't understand or respect my values, then it's never going to work out. If I could turn back time, I would have done the same again. The only thing I would do differently is communicate my intentions more clearly, but I absolutely would never ask permission. I can confirm this wasn't the first time he swore at me, and he is verbally abusive. I don't swear in my day-to-day life and wasn't raised that way. I get other people are different and swear in their day-to-day life. I made it clear that I do not want to be sworn at and find it offensive, but he continued to do so on multiple occasions. Look, I understand wanting to do something nice for your birthday. But this is an emergency, a matter of life and death, literally. In this case, your husband's birthday ranks low in your priorities. You are a great person for helping your friend, and husband should be proud of you, not upset, let alone curse you, and in front of your daughter, makes it even worse. What the hell is wrong with him? From what you said, your marriage hasn't been good for a while, and it's not the first time he's acted like that with you. Normally, when a couple has problems, I believe that conversation and therapy can help to recover the relationship. But from what you said, he is abusive and controlling with you. I don't know if this marriage is worth fighting for. The combination of his lack of empathy for your friend's heartbreak situation, plus the way he treats you, makes me wonder if you shouldn't get out of this relationship. You have to think about what's best for you and your daughter, and if this is the kind of environment you want her to grow up in. But no, OP, you're definitely not the idiot. Not the idiot. Why are you still trying to work things out with a man who would talk to you like that in front of your child? By staying, you are telling her that his behavior is okay. It's hard to move past this particular issue, for that exact reason. Not the idiot. Your friend's child was dying. You could have taken the little boy with you, you could have gotten fancy takeout. There are lots of ways you could have made it work, but your husband went straight to calling you vile names. Not the idiot. Sadly, it looks like this should be the end of your marriage. Just think about it for a moment. Your husband selfishly put himself over an infant, and one that was in critical condition at the time. Any sane, non-self-absorbed individual would understand that plans don't go as normal when there are an emergency. You did the correct thing in helping your friend, as any sane person would do. Your husband is showing you that he has no actual intention on working on your marriage, which is a team effort. He's only concerned about himself. Continue being there for your friend and start getting things in order to protect yourself and your child. 1. A grown man thinking his birthday is the most important thing in the world is a red flag. 2. A partner who tells you he hoped that you would make some effort to help our problems is a red flag. 3. A man who would even think of speaking to his partner that way, much less actually doing it, is a massive red flag. Doing it in front of children? Holy hell, OP. I can't see through all these flags. Get out of there. And what do you guys think? What would you do if you were OP? Do you know anyone like OP's husband? Leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.